creature.
Boo!
Get home! Is this a holiday? Now leave these men about the streets.
Truly, sir, to wear out their shoes, to get myself into more work.
Indeed, sir, we make holy day to see Caesar and to rejoice in his triumph!
You stones, you worse than senseless things. Oh, you hard hearts, you cruel men of Rome. Knew you not Pompey? Many a time and oft have you climbed up to walls and battlements to see great Pompey pass the streets of Rome. And do you now strew flowers in his way that comes in triumph over Pompey's blood?
Down that way towards the capital. This way will I. This road the inn it is. Let none be hung with Caesar's trophies. These growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wing will make him fly in ordinary pitch. Who else would soar above the view of men and keep us all in servile fearfulness?
Let us leave her. She is a dreamer. Pass, set on, and leave no ceremonies out.
Long live Caesar!
Long live Caesar! Caesar!
Will you go see the order of the course?
Not I.
I pray you do.
I am not gamesome. I do lack some part of that quick spirit that is an Antony. Let me not hinder, Cassius, your desires. I'll leave you.
Well, tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius. For the eye sees not itself, but by reflection, by some other things.
'Tis just. And since you know you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection, I, your glass, will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you yet know not of.
It means the shouting. I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king.
Ah, do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so?
I would not, Cassius. Yet, I love him well. But wherefore do you hold me here so long? If it be aught toward the general good, set honor in one eye and death in the other, and I will look on both indifferently. For let the gods so speed me, as I love the name honor, more than I fear death.
Well, honor is the subject of my story. You know, I cannot tell what you and other men think of this life. But for my single self, I had as lief not be, as live to be in all such a thing as I myself. I was born free, as Caesar. So were you. We both have fed as well, and we can both endure the winter's cold as well as he. For once, upon a raw and gusty day, Caesar said to me, "Darest thou, Cassius, now leap in with me into this angry flood and swim to yonder point?" Upon the word, accoutred as I was, I plunged in and bade him follow. So indeed he did, but ere we could arrive the point proposed, Caesar cried, "Help me, Cassius, or I sink." And this man is now become a god. And Cassius is a wretched creature and must bend his body as Caesar carelessly but gnawed on him. He had a fever when he was in Spain. And when the fit was on him, I did mark how he did shake. 'Tis true this god did shake. Alas, he cried, "Give me some drink, Titinius, as a sick girl." Ye gods, it doth amaze me. A man of such a feeble temper should so get the start of the majestic world and bear the palm alone?
Another general shout. I do believe that these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar.
Why, man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we petty men walk under his huge legs and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men at some time are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? Why should that name be sounded more than yours? Write them together. Yours is as fair a name. Sound them, it doth become the mouth as well. Weigh them, it is as heavy. Conjure with them, Brutus will start the spirit as soon as Caesar.
You do love me. I am nothing jealous. But you would work me too. I have some aim. What you have said, I will consider. And what you have to say, I will with patience hear. And find a time both need to hear and answer such high things. Till then, my noble friend, chew upon this. Brutus had rather be a villager than to repute himself a son of Rome under these hard conditions as this time is like to lay upon us.
I'm glad that my weak words have struck but thus much show of fire in Brutus.
Antonius, Caesar, let me have men about me that are fat. Young Cassius has a lean and hungry look. He thinks too much. Such men are dangerous.
Well, fear him not, Caesar. He's not dangerous.
I do not know the man I should avoid so soon as that spare Cassius. He reads much, seldom he smiles, and smiles in such a sort as if he mocked himself, and scorned his spirit that could be moved to smile at anything. Such men as he are never at heart's ease. I tell thee rather what is to be feared than what I fear. For always am I Caesar!
Caesar!
You pulled me by the cloak. Would you speak with me?
Aye, Tasca. Tell us what hath chanced today. But Caesar looks so sad.
Why, there was a crown offered him. And being offered him, he put it by with the back of his hand thus. And then the people fell a-shouting.
What was the second noise for?
Why, for that, too.
They shouted thrice. What was the last cry for?
Why, for that, too.
Was the crown offered him thrice?
Aye, marry, was. And he put it by thrice. Every time gentler than the other. And at every putting by, mine honest neighbors shouted.
Who offered him the crown?
Why? Antony.
Oh, tell us the manner of it, gentle Casca.
I saw Mark Antony offer him a crown. Yet it was not a crown neither, it was one of these coronets. And as I told you, he put it by once. But for all that, to my thinking, he would fain have had it. Then he offered it to him again, He put it by again, but to my thinking, he was very loath to lay his fingers off it. Then he offered it a third time. And still, as he refused it, the rabblement hooted and clapped their chapped hands and threw up their sweaty nightcaps, and they uttered such a deal of stinking breath because Caesar refused the crown that it had almost choked Caesar, for he swooned and fell down at it. For mine own part, I durst not laugh for fear of opening my lips and receiving the bad air.
But soft, I pray you, what? Did Caesar swoon?
He fell down in the marketplace and foamed at the mouth and was speechless.
'Tis very like. He hath the falling sickness.
No, Caesar hath it not. But you and I and honest Casca, we have the falling sickness.
I know not what you mean by that, but I am sure if Caesar had stabbed their mothers, they would have done no less. There was more news too. Morellus and Flavius, for pulling scarves off Caesar's images, are put to silence. Very well. There was more foolery yet, if I could remember it.
Will you dine with me tomorrow?
If I be alive, and your mind hold, and your dinner worth the eating.
Good. I will expect you.
Do so. Farewell, both.
Tomorrow, if you please to speak with me, I will come home to you. Or if you will, come home to me, and I will wait for you.
I will do so. Till then. Think of the world. Brutus says, Caesar doth bear me hard, but he loves Brutus. If I were Brutus now and he were Cassius, he should not humor me. Caesar's ambition shall be glanced at, and after this let Caesar seat him sure. For we will shake him, for worse days endure.
In heaven, or else the world, too saucy with the gods, incenses them to send destruction.
Indeed. It is a strange disposed time, but men may construe things after their fashion, clean from the purpose of the things themselves. Come, Caesar, to the Capitol tomorrow.
He doth. For he did bid Antonius send word to you that he would be there tomorrow.
Good night, then, Casca. This disturbed sky is not to walk in.
Farewell, Cicero.
Casca!
Cassius! Oh, what night is this?
A very pleasing night to honest men.
Who ever knew the heavens menaced so?
Those that have known the earth so full of faults. But if you would consider the true cause, why all these fires? Why all these gliding ghosts? Why all these things change from their ordinance to monstrous quality? Why you shall find that heaven hath infused them with these spirits, to make them instruments of fear and warning unto some monstrous state. Now, could I, Casca, name to thee a man most like this dreadful night? A man no mightier than thyself or me in personal action, yet prodigious grown and fearful. as these strange eruptions are.
'Tis Caesar that you mean, is it not, Cassius?
Let it be who it is.
Why, indeed. They say the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as a king.
I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius. That part of tyranny that I do bear, I can shake off at pleasure.
So can I. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity. And I will set this foot of mine as far as who goes farthest.
There's a bargain made. Now know you, Casca, I have moved already some certain of the noblest minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honorable, dangerous consequence. Come, Casca. You and I will yet ere day see Brutus at his house. 3 parts of him is ours already, and the man entire upon the next encounter yields him ours. We will awake him, and be sure of him.
What, Lucius? Lucius, I say! Lucius! Awake! And would it were my fault to sleep so soundly.
Told you, my lord?
Give me a taper in my study, Lucius. Then to bed again. 'Tis not day.
I will, my lord.
It is not tomorrow. Boy! The Ides of March?
I know not, sir.
Look in the calendar and bring me word.
I will, my lord.
It must be by his death. Yet, for my part, I know no personal cause to spurn at him before the general. He would be crowned. How that might change his nature, there's the question. It is the bright day that brings forth the adder, and that craves weary walking. Crown him that, and then I grant we put a sting in him, that at his will he may do danger with. The abuse of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power, and to speak truth of Caesar, I have not known when his affections swayed more than his reason. But 'tis a common proof that lowliness is young ambition's ladder, that what he is, augmented, would run to these and these extremities, and therefore think him as a serpent's egg, which, hatched, would, as his kind, grow mischievous, and kill him in the shadow.
Sir, March is wasted 14 days.
'Tis good. Go to the gate. Somebody knocks. Since Cassius first did wet me against Caesar, I have not slept.
Sir, 'tis your brother Cassius at the door who doth desire to see you.
Is he alone?
No, sir, there are more with him.
Do you know them?
No, sir. Their hoods are plucked about their ears, and half their faces buried in their cloaks.
Let him enter.
Good morrow, Brutus. Do we trouble you?
I've been up this hour, awake all night. Know I these men that come along with you?
Aye, every man of them. And no man here but honors you. This is Decius Brutus.
She's welcome hither.
This Casca, this Cinna, and this Metellus Cimber.
They are all welcome. Give me your hands, all over, one by one.
And let us swear our resolution.
No, not an oath, but to do not stain the even virtue of our enterprise. To think that or our cause or our performance did need an oath.
Shall no man else be touched, but only Caesar?
Decius, well urged. I think it is not meet Mark Antony, so well beloved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar.
Our course will seem too bloody, Caius Cassius, to cut the head off and then hack the limbs. Let us be sacrificers, but not butchers, Caius. And for Mark Antony, think not of him, for he can do no more than Caesar's arm when Caesar's head is off.
Yet I fear him, for in the engrafted love he bears to Caesar.
That's good, Cassius. Do not think of him.
There is no fear in him. Let him not die, for he will live and laugh at this hereafter.
Peace. Count the clock.
'Tis time to part.
But it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth today or no.
Never fear that. If he be so resolved, let me work. For I can give his humor the true bent, and I will bring him to the capital.
We'll leave you, Brutus. But all remember what you've said, and show yourselves true Romans.
Brutus, my lord.
Portia, what mean you? Wherefore rise you now? It is not for your health, thus to commit your weak condition to the raw, cold morning.
Nor for yours neither. It will not let you
Portia.
eat, nor talk, nor sleep, and could it work so much upon your shape as it hath, much prevailed on your condition, I should not know you, Brutus. Dear my lord, make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I am not well in health, and that is all.
Brutus is wise, and were he not in health, he would embrace the means to come by.
And so I do. Good Portia, go to bed.
Is Brutus sick? And is it physical to walk unbraced and suck up the humors of the dank morning? What? Is Brutus sick? And will he steal out of his wholesome bed to dare the vile contagion of the night and tempt the roomy and unpurged air to add unto his sickness? No. My Brutus, you have some sick offense within your mind, which by the right and virtue of my place I ought to know of. And upon my knees
No.
I charm you, by my once commended beauty, by all your vows of love, and that great vow which did incorporate and make us one, that you unfold to me yourself, your half. Why, you are heavy, and what men tonight have had resort to you, for here have been some 6 or 7 who did hide their faces, even from darkness.
Kneel not, gentle Portia.
I should not need if you were gentle, Brutus! Within the bond of marriage, tell me, Brutus, is it accepted I should know no secrets that appertain to you? Am I yourself, but as it were in sort or limitation to keep with you at meals, comfort your bed, and talk to you sometimes? Dwell I but in the suburbs of your good pleasure? If it be no more, Portia is Brutus' harlot, not his wife.
You are my true and honorable wife, as dear to me as are the ruddy drops that visit my sad heart.
If this were true, then should I know this secret? I grant I am a woman, but withal a woman that Lord Brutus took to wife. Tell me your counsels. I will not disclose them.
Portia, go in a while,
Brutus.
and by thy bosom shall partake the secrets of my heart. Leave me in haste.
Heaven nor earth have been at peace tonight. Thrice hath Calpurnia in her sleep cried out, "Help! Ho, they murder Caesar!" Who is within?
My lord.
Go and bid the priest do present sacrifice, and bring me their opinions of success.
I will, my lord.
What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today.
Caesar shall forth. The things that threaten me ne'er looked but on my back. When they shall see the face of Caesar, they are vanishing.
Caesar! I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they fright me. There is one within, recounts most horrid sights seen by the watch. A lioness hath whelped in the streets, and graves hath yawned and yielded up their dead, O Caesar! These things are beyond all use, and I do fear them.
What can be avoided whose end is purposed by the mighty
When
gods?
beggars die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blay forth the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never taste of death but once. Of all the wonders I yet have seen, it seems to me most strange that men should fear, seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. What say the augurers?
They would not have you to stir forth today. Plucking the entrails of an offering forth, they could not find a heart within the beast.
The gods do this in shame of cowardice. Caesar should be a beast without a heart if he should stay at home today for fear. Caesar shall not. Danger knows full well that Caesar is more dangerous than he. We are two lions littered in the same day, and I, the elder and more terrible, and Caesar shall go forth.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear that keeps you in the house and not your own. We'll send Mark Antony to the Senate house, and he shall say you are not well today. Let me, upon my knee, prevail in this.
Mark Antony shall say I am not well, and for thy humor I will stay at home. Here is Decius Brutus, he will tell them so.
Caesar, all hail. Good morrow, worthy Caesar. I come to fetch you to the Senate house.
And you are come at very happy time to bear my greetings to the senators, and tell them I will not come today. Cannot is false, and that I dare not, falser. I will not come today. Tell them so, Decius.
Say he is sick.
Shall Caesar send a lie? Decius, go and tell them Caesar will not come today.
Most mighty Caesar, let me know some cause, lest I be laughed at when I tell them so.
The cause is in my will. I will not come today. That is enough to satisfy the Senate. Calpurnia here, my wife, stays me at home. She dreamt tonight she saw my statue, which like a fountain with 100 spouts did run pure blood, and that many lusty Romans came smiling and did bathe their hands in it. And these does she apply for warnings and portents and evils imminent, and on her knee hath begged that I stay at home today.
This dream is all amiss interpreted. It was a vision, fair and fortunate. Your statue, spouting blood in many pipes, in which so many smiling Romans bathed, signifies that from you great Rome shall suck reviving blood, and that great men shall press for tinctures, stains, relics, and cognizance. Well, this, by Calpurnia's dream, is signified.
In this way have you well expounded it.
I have, when you have heard what I can say, and know it now. The Senate have concluded to give this day a crown to mighty Caesar. If you will send them word you will not come, their minds may change. Besides, it were a mock apt to be rendered for someone to say, break up the Senate till another time, when Caesar's wife shall meet with better dreams. If Caesar hide himself, shall they not whisper, lo, Caesar is afraid. Pardon me, Caesar, for my dear, dear love to our proceeding bids me tell you this, and reason to my love is liable.
How foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia. I am ashamed I did yield to them. Remember that you call on me today, and be near me, that I may remember you.
Caesar, I will. And so near will I be, that your best friends shall wish I had been further.
The Ides of March are come.
Hi, Caesar! Such good!
I wish your enterprise today may thrive.
What enterprise, Papilius?
Fare you well.
What said Papilius Lena?
She wished today our enterprise might thrive. I fear our purpose is discovery.
Cassius, be constant. Papilius Lena speaks not of our purposes, for look, she smiles and Caesar doth not change.
Are we all ready? What is now amiss that Caesar and his Senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty, and most puissant Caesar, Metellus Cimber throws before thy seat a humble heart.
I must prevent thee, Cimber. These couchings and these lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men.
Caesar,
Think you that Caesar bears such rebel blood that will be thawed from the true quality with that which melted fools? I mean, sweet words, low crooked curtsies, and base spaniel fawning. Thy brother by decree is banishing. If thou dost bend and kneel and fawn for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way.
is there no voice more worthy than my own? To sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ear for the repealing of my banished brother?
I kiss thy hand, but not in flattery, Caesar. Desiring thee that Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom of repeal.
What, Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar! Caesar, pardon! As low as to thy foot doth Cassius fall, to beg enfranchisement for Publius Cimber.
I could be well moved if I were as you. Men are flesh and blood and apprehensive. I am as constant as the northern star,
Caesar!
of whose true quality and fixed firmament there is no fellow.
Oh, great Caesar!
I was constant, Cimber should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so.
Oh, Caesar!
Hence wilt thou lift up Olympus?
Great Caesar!
Doth not Brutus bootless kneel?
Speak hands for me!
And two, Brute! Then fall, Caesar.
Liberty! Freedom! Tyranny is dead!
Some to the common pulpits and clouds, peace!
Peace!
Freedom!
Freedom!
And enfranchisement!
Death to traitors!
Fates, we will know your pleasures. But we must die. We know. 'Tis but the time and drawing days out that men stand upon. Stoop. Romans, stoop. And let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood. Then walk we forth, even to the marketplace. Let's all cry peace,
Peace!
freedom,
Freedom!
and liberty.
Liberty! How many ages hence shall this our lofty scene be acted over in states unborn and accents yet unknown?
No!
Thus, Brutus, did my master bid me kneel. Thus did Mark Antony bid me fall down. And, being prostrate, thus he bade me say, Brutus is noble, wise, valiant, and honest. Caesar was mighty, bold, royal, and loving. Say I love Brutus, and I honor him. Say I feared Caesar, honored him, and loved him. Mark Antony shall not love Caesar dead so well as Brutus living.
Thy master is a wise and valiant Roman. I never thought him worse. Tell him, so please him come unto this place, he shall be satisfied. And by my honor, depart untouched. Welcome, Mark Antony. Oh, mighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquests, glories, triumphs, spoils shrunk to this little measure? Fare thee well. I do beseech you, if you bear me hard, fulfill your pleasure, and live 1,000 years, I shall prove myself I have to die, as here by Caesar, and by you cut off! Oh, Antony! Beg not your death of us.
Your voice shall be as strong as any man's in disposing of new dignities.
Friends, am I with you all? And love you all. Upon this hope, that you shall give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous. Our reasons are so full of good regard that were you Antony, the son of Caesar, you should be satisfied. That's all I seek. And am moreover suitor that I may produce his body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his funeral. You shall, Mark Antony.
Brutus, a word with you? You know not what you do. Do not consent that Antony speak in his funeral. Know you how much the people may be moved by that which he will utter.
Your pardon, I will myself to the pulpit first, and show them the reason of our Caesar's death. It shall advantage more that do us wrong.
I know not what may fall, I like it not.
Mark Antony, take you here Caesar's body. You shall not, in your funeral speech, blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar. And say you do it by our permission, else shall you not have any hand at all about his funeral. Be it so. I do desire no more. Prepare the body then, and follow us. Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy. A curse shall light upon the limbs of men. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so in use, and dreadful objects so familiar, that mothers shall but smile when they behold their infants quartered with the hands of war. And Caesar's spirit, ranging for revenge, shall in these confines with a monarch's voice cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war. Believe me for mine honor, and have respect to mine honor, that you may believe. If there be any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar, to him I say that Brutus's love to Caesar was no less than his. If then that friend demand why Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. Had you rather Caesar were living and die all slaves, than that Caesar were dead to live all free men? That Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoice at it. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. Tears for his love, joy for his fortune, honor for his valor, and death for his ambition. Who is here so rude that would not be a Roman? If any speak, for him have I offended. Who is here so vile that would not love his country? If any speak, for him have I offended. Then none have I offended. I have done no more to Caesar than you shall do to Brutus, when it shall please my country to need my death.
Let him be Caesar!
Let not a man depart, save I alone, till Antony have spoken. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him.
Good.
The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. And it was so. It was a grievous fault. And grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man. So they all honorable men, come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives unto Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know.
See.
You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? O judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason.
No, Antony, no.
Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me.
Methinks there is much reason in his saying.
Not consider rightly of the matter, Caesar has had great wrong.
More man in Rome than Antony.
Shall I descend? Shall I come down? And will you give me leave? Room for Antony. If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. You all do know this mantle. I remember the first time ever Caesar put it on. Through this, the well-beloved Brutus stabbed. For Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angel. In gratitude, more strong than traitor's arms, quite vanquished him, then burst his mighty heart.
Oh, noble Caesar.
What a fall was there, my countrymen, that I and you and all of us fell down was bloody treason for another! Here was a Caesar! When comes such another? Now let it work. Mischief thou art afoot. Take thou what course thou wilt. These many then shall die. Their names are pricked.
Your brother too must die. Consent you, Lepidus.
I do consent.
Prick him down, Antony.
Upon condition Publius shall not live, who is your sister's son, Mark Antony.
He shall not live. Look, with the spot I damn him. But, Lepidus, go you to Caesar's house. Fetch the will hither.
What? Shall I find you here?
Here, or in the capital.
This is a slight, unmeritable man, meet to be sent on errands. Is it fit, the threefold world divided, he should stand one of the three to share it?
So you thought him, and took his voice who should be pricked to die.
Octavius, I have seen more days than you, and though we lay these honors on this man, he shall but bear them, as the ass bears gold, to groan and sweat under the business. It is a creature that I teach to fight, to run, to stop. Do not talk of him, but as a property. And now, Octavius, listen, great things. Brutus and Cassius are levying powers. We must straight make head, and let us presently go sit in council.
Let us do so, for we are at the stake, and bayed about by many enemies. And some that smile have in their hearts, I fear, millions of mischief.
What now, Lucius? Is Cassius near?
He is at hand.
A word, Lucius. Have he received you? Let me be resolved.
With courtesy, and with respect enough, but not with such familiar instances as he hath used of old.
Thou hast described a hot friend cooling.
Most noble brother, you have done me wrong.
Cassius, be content.
You have condemned and noted Lucius Pella for taking bribes here of the Sardians, where in my letters, praying on his side because I knew the man, were slighted all.
You wronged yourself to write in such a case. Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm, to sell and mark your offices for gold to undeservers.
I, an itching palm. You know that you are Brutus that speak this, or by the gods this speech were else your last.
Remember March, the Ides of March, remember. Did not great Julius bleed for justice' sake? What villain touched his body that did stab and not for justice? What? Shall one of us that struck the foremost man of all this world contaminate our fingers with base bribes? I had rather be a dog and bathe the moon than such a Roman.
Brutus, bait not me. I'll not endure it. You forget yourself.
Away, slight man!
Irresponsible.
No, hear me, for I will speak. Must I give way and room to your rash choler? Or shall I be frightened when a madman stares?
Ye gods, must I endure all this?
All this? I more! Fret till your proud heart break! Must I budge? Must I observe you? Must I stand and crouch under your testy humor? By the gods, you shall digest the venom of your spleen, though it do split you. For from this day forth, I'll use you for my mirth, yea, for my laughter when you are waspish.
Is it come to this? When Caesar lived, he durst not thus have moved me.
Peace! Peace! You durst not so have tempted him.
I durst not.
No!
What? Durst not
For
tempt
your
him?
life, you durst not!
Do not presume too much upon my love. I may do that I shall be sorry for.
You have done that you should be sorry for!
There is my dagger. If that thou beast a Roman, take it forth. I that denied thee gold will give my heart.
Sheathe your dagger. Oh, Cassius, you are yoked with a lamb that carries anger as the flint bears fire, who much enforced shows a hasty spark, then straight is cold again. Lucius, a bowl of wine.
I did not think you could have been so angry.
No, Cassius. I am sick of many griefs. Portia is dead.
Portia,
She is dead.
how scaped I killing when I crossed you so? Upon what sickness?
Impatient of my absence, and grief that young Octavius with Mark Antony have made themselves so strong. For with her death, that tidings came. With this she fell distract, and her attendants absent, swallowed fire.
And died so.
Even so,
O ye immortal gods.
speak no more of her. In this, I bury all unkindness, Cassius.
Portia, art thou gone?
Speak no more, I pray you. Messala, I have here received letters that young Octavius with Mark Antony come down upon us with a mighty power, bending their expedition toward Philippi.
Myself have letters of the selfsame tenor,
With what addition?
that by prescription and bills of outlawry, Octavius, Antony, and Lepidus have put to death 100 senators. Had you your letters from your wife, my lord?
No, Messala.
Nor nothing in your letters writ of her?
Nothing, Messala.
That methinks is strange.
Why ask you? Hear you aught of her in yours?
No.
No, as you are a Roman, tell me true.
For certain, she is dead by strange matter.
Why, farewell, Portia. We must die, Masala. Well, to our work alive. What do you think of marching to Philippi presently?
I do not think it's good.
Your reason?
'Tis better the enemy seek us, so shall he waste his means, weary his soldiers.
Good reasons must of force give place to better.
Hear me, good brother.
The enemy increaseth every day. We at the height are ready to decline. There is a tide in the affairs of men, and we must take the current when it serves or lose our ventures.
Then with your will, go on. We'll along ourselves and meet them at Philippi.
There's no more to say.
No more. Good night.
Good night, and good repose.
Oh, my dear brother, this was an ill beginning of the night.
Everything is well.
Good night, my lord.
Good night, good brother. Farewell. Couldst thou hold up thy heavy eyes a while, and touch thy instrument a string or two?
Aye, my lord, and to please you.
It does, Lucius. I trouble thee too much, but thou art willing.
I have slept, my lord, already.
'Twas well done. And thou shalt sleep again. I will not hold thee long. If I do live, I will be good to thee. Why comest thou?
To tell thee, thou shalt see me at Philippi.
Why, I will see thee at Philippi then. Lucius, saw you anything?
No, my lord, I saw nothing.
Go and commend me to my brother Cassius. Bid him set on his powers betimes before, and we will follow.
It shall be done, my lord.
Words before blows. Is it so, countrymen?
Not that we love words better, as you do.
Good words are better than bad strokes, Octavius.
And your bad strokes, Brutus, you give good words. Witness the hole you made in Caesar's heart, crying, "Long live, hail Caesar!" Oh, you flatterers!
Flatterers! Now, Brutus, thank yourself. This tongue had not offended so today if Cassius might have ruled.
Come, come. The cause. If arguing make us sweat, the proof of it will turn to redder drops. Look, I draw my sword against conspirators. If you dare fight today, come to the field. If not, when you have stomachs.
Now, most noble Brutus, if we do lose this battle, then is this the very last time we shall speak together? What are you then determined to do? You are contented to be led in triumph through the streets of Rome.
No. Cassius, no. Do not think, thou noble Roman, that ever Brutus would go bound to Rome. He bears too great a mind. But this same day must end the work the Ides of March begun.
Forever and forever farewell, Brutus. If we do meet again, we'll smile indeed. If not, 'tis true. This parting is well made.
Why then lead on. Come home! Away! Cassius, Brutus gave the word too early, who having some advantage on Octavius took it too eagerly. His soldiers fell to spoil, whilst we, by Antony, are all enclosed.
Fly further off, my lord, fly further off! Mark Antony is in your tents, my lord.
Mount thou my horse and hide thy spurs in him. Go! Today is my birthday. This day I breathe first. Time is gone round, and where I did begin, there shall I end. My life has run his compass. Come hither, Sirrah. In Parthia did I take thee prisoner, and then I swore thee, saving of thy life, that whatsoever I did bid thee do, thou shouldst attempt it. Come now, keep thine oath. Now be a free man. And with this good blade that ran through Caesar's bowels, search this bosom.
No, my lord!
Stand not to answer. Here, take out the hilts. And when my face is covered, guide thou the sword. Caesar, thou art revenged, even with the blade that killed thee.
Julius Caesar, thou art mighty yet. Thy spirit walks abroad and turns our swords in our own proper entrails. Lucius, I owe more tears to this dead man than you shall see me pay. I shall find time, Cassius. I shall find time. 'Tis 3 o'clock, and Lucius yet ere night, we will try fortune in a second fight! To me 2 several times by night, in Sardis once, and this last night here in the Philippi fields. I know my hour has come.
Not so, my lord.
Nay, I am sure it is, Lucius. Well, thou seest the world, Lucius, how it goes. Our enemies have beat us to the pit. It is more worthy to leap in ourselves than tarry till they push us. Hold thou my sword hilt whilst I run upon it.
Would I, my lord, no, not for all the world! What?
have had some smatch of honor in it. Hold thou my sword hilt, and turn away thy face while I do run upon it. Wilt thou, sir?
Give me your hand first. Fare you well, my lord.